As the president and CEO of Audio Research, I find myself in a really wonderful position. I get to sort of reflect on the last 50 years and all of the wonderful experiences, products, people that have been part of this brand, and sort of think about how we can take this company into the future.
In 1970, when Bill Johnson created Audio Research, he did it because there were no tube electronics manufacturers in the U.S. And tube electronics, when they were designed properly, connected the listener with the music better than anything else. And Minneapolis, where he started the company, was always a very strong music base, the Minnesota Symphony and the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. So he attended a lot of live music, and nothing sounded like live music communicated that experience like tube electronics did. He was a very, very good engineer, very talented, and he believed that the electronics needed to spec out very well, but he also believed that we could hear a lot of things that we can't measure, and that was the key.
My job at Audio Research is very unique, exciting, and rewarding. I listen to all the new products under development, all the new products that have been developed and come through the sound room that go to eager customers, and all the serviced units. And they all have to meet very high standards, very narrow standards. I want to take them home myself, or I don't sign off on them. That's the bottom line.
Today our factory is 20,000 square feet. We just moved to a new facility that we customized, but everything is really done the same way it was in 1970. We still design everything in-house. We have our own engineers. We design our own boards. We customize or have custom built a lot of parts for us, including capacitors and wire. These are thoroughly modern designs, and we still install every component in every board by hand. We hand solder them.
It's about designing and making the product in America. The company has invested over $250,000 to move into this new factory. We've signed a 10-year lease. So we're really putting our resources behind the fact that we are proud of our U.S. heritage, and we're going to always be designing products here. We're always going to be making products here, but we need to do it now at a much lower price point. And so the team is going to be really challenged to be able to sort of use all of their intellect and all their creativity and curiosity in order to be able to come up with innovations to allow us to deliver the other core value that we have, which is the high definition sound of Audio Research at this lower price point. We have an amazing group of people here in Minnesota that come to work every day, and these are not production employees, these are craftsmen. Everything that we do here is largely done by local supply base. We have a lot of partners here in the U.S. that provide us components.
I give a lot of tours to Audio Research, and I think everyone is so surprised by the fact that we still do everything by hand. And you can see that process as the boards are built, as they're tested, as they're installed in the chassis. As the chassis are tested, they're bench tested, they're burned in, they're bench tested a second time. Then they can actually go into the listening room where Warren Gehl listens to every piece before it leaves the factory.
The sound is uniquely engaging, lively, yet relaxing at the same time. I think that's our unique selling proposition here at Audio Research. In addition to electrical measurements at Audio Research, we employ vibration dampening techniques to control resonances and get a pure, lower distortion sound. That will include tube damping rings to control microphonics on the tubes, damping dots that go on the top of capacitors to control resonances, and there are sleeves on heat sinking to control resonances where there are FETs attached to the heat sinks. And we do chassis damping as well. All this works in concert to get a more neutral, quiet chassis that doesn't contribute additional distortion to the sound.
Audio Research has always received a lot of awards since it began in the 1970s. The SP3 was the Absolute Sounds Preamplifier of the Decade. The D150 was the Absolute Sounds Amplifier of the Decade. And the awards have been coming internationally ever since.
I think Audio Research occupies a unique place on the spectrum, and I'm here to maintain that. It's like being the keeper of the flame.
We're a legacy company. We stand behind these products. We can still fix a 48-year-old SP1. We can still fix a 20-year-old VT100. You have to know that we've invested in these products for the long term. If you buy it now, we'll be behind you in 20 years.
Every day when I come into work, I think about how can I continue the legacy that Bill built, and how do I keep all of the things that are special about audio research, but kind of bring them to market and do new products, new technologies, and new experiences for our customers for the next 50 years.